There's a great deal of interest here in Israel about the protests that are underway in Iran. The question is, are those protests going to continue and get stronger, or are they dying out? We spoke about the issue with top Middle East expert Amotz Asael. Amotz Asael, the impression is that the protests in Iran have kind of died down in the last days. Is that your impression?
They have died down in the, I would say, momentary and local sense, but in the deeper sense of the social undercurrents and longer-term political processes at play, I think that what we've seen was hardly the beginning of a glacial movement towards greater freedoms in Iran, because everyone understands, certainly intelligence services around the world, and there are many, many Iranian, Persian-speaking experts in Israel who monitor on a daily basis what people there are saying, including in direct conversations. And it is clear that the revolution no longer appeals to the people. This is the bottom line. And the regime, therefore, in this regard, certainly the hardliners who currently dominate it, are living on borrowed time because they cannot win in the sense that they cannot deliver the goods to the middle class. And now we learn also from this recent unrest that they're losing favor also with the working class and with the rural provinces. I think they're living on borrowed time because the people are not happy.
How do you see things playing out?
There will be a lot of quelling, exactly the way, if we mention Poland, exactly the way solidarity was initially crushed by the army, which took over that communist country, which, by the way, was unique even within the communist configurations. So the army went in and quelled the protest exactly the way right now in Iran the quelling is spearheaded by the Revolutionary Guards. They are the ones with a vested interest in preserving the existing order, not only politically, but even more so economically. They benefit from all that is wrong and deformed about the way the Iranian economy is structured. They own great financial assets, and they use them in order to create a whole network of cronyism and distribution of perks and jobs to their own circles. That is estimated at benefiting about 100,000 members of the Revolutionary Guards. This is why they can't afford to cure the economy the way all economists tell them they must do, and the way that President Rouhani apparently understands he must do, by privatizing, by liberalizing, by giving more freedom to the people, not only economically, but also politically and culturally. And this is a clash they cannot avoid. It's exactly the same clash that we witnessed a generation ago between Gorbachev and the anti-reformists in the East Bloc. The same thing is beginning to now unfold in Iran. And give it several years, maybe a decade, maybe 15 years, maybe 3 months. But eventually these processes must lead to this unwanted regime's departure.
Amotz Asael, thanks so much for being with us at WIN News.
Thank you, Steve.